And today's challenge, welcome to the 21 days of the money reset. And today's challenge is paying off all those high interest debt. How do you go about it? Is it already overwhelming, or you don't know how to go about it? Or, all of those kind of things. Oh, you did not even know. Are you just investing without paying off those high interest debts? We'll talk about that today. So welcome in. How are you? Arugode, Tebogo, Kiki, welcome in. Angel, welcome in. How are you doing? Happy Tuesday. Welcome, welcome, welcome in. Today it's about paying off all those high interest debt. Why is high interest debt? Why is it very, very important? Why are we even talking about it? Because it's the wealth killer. Right, it's a wealth killer. Thank you for tapping out the live. And for everyone that is just meeting me for the first time, Dr. Lina, I'm a doctor of business and technology, and I help professional turn their income into real wealth. And today we are on the day 9 of the mid-year money reset. So it's every day is a step to get you to financial freedom. So welcome in, tap out the live. We try to get to 10,000 taps within the first 10 minutes because that's the only language that the algorithm understand. So let's do that. Let's keep tapping out the live and we'll get it started. So share out the live, tap out the live, click on the follow button if you haven't, because definitely I tell you, we are building something here. You would see right there before in the name of our goddess, you see MDL, that is $1 million league, right? Community of people that want to get to the $1 million status in 10 years or less. Not get rich quick scheme, but with strategies that the multi-millionaire uses. As a matter of fact, we use the multi-millionaire wealth blueprint. So if your goal is to get to that $1 million status, then you want to make sure you click on that follow button. Make sure you are tapping out the live and invite your friend over so that we get to talk about this. Welcome to day 9 of the mid-year money reset, and let's keep tapping out the live. Let's get it to 10,000 taps within the first 10 minutes so we get it started. How are you today? It's Tuesday already. Can you imagine? It's already Tuesday. Can you imagine? I will keep showing up regardless. I know it's tough, it's challenging going to work. You've already done 6-hour, 5-hour shift and all of that, but we keep showing up. And guess what? You cannot be showing up and doing that kind of work and then all of a sudden something is taking away your money. What if I tell you high interest debt is actually stealing? It's a wealth killer. Call it wealth. It doesn't have any other name. High interest debt is the wealth killer. What are high interest debts? We're going to talk about it. Why is it a wealth killer? We're going to be talking about it because one of the biggest mistake people do make is it's not even in I'm not investing. It's not about I'm not saving. It's not about all of those expenses. It's in the little things like high interest debt, and that's what we want to talk about today. So welcome in. Let's keep tapping out the live. Everyone, tap out the live. Get it to 10,000. And for my YouTube community, how are you doing today? Welcome, welcome in. And as a matter of fact, you might see we have both the TikTok and the YT, which is the YouTube on the other side. Talk about productivity, efficiency. That's what we do. And if you're just meeting me, I'm Dr. Lina. I'm a doctor of business, and I help you turn that your income into real wealth. Because if you do something, you take your income, which is what they tell us. Go to school, get a job, fund lifestyle, right? That's what we're taught. But how is that building wealth? That is not a strategy of building wealth. To build wealth, it's in things as little as paying off high interest debt, making sure that you are investing, making sure you're saving, making sure you do not allow lifestyle inflation or lifestyle creep. Those are things that helps you to build wealth. But most importantly, killing all those wealth killers and killing all those things does not allow you to grow your money. You want to kill the wealth killers and you want to grow your money. Those are two things, right? Those are two critical things. So welcome in. How are you doing? How are you doing? If you are paying 20%, and we're going to be, maybe you're already in that shoes and you don't know how to pay off this debt, we'll be talking about that today because we're doing the 21 days of money reset. We've had to talk about your net worth. How do you know your net worth? We talked about how to increase your income because it starts with your income. If you miss day 1 to day 8, then you have not really, yes, you might have missed the action, but then you would find it on my page as well. So start from day 1. We did it in December, and I tell you it's very life changing. So make sure you join the challenge. Make sure you also click the follow button, and my YouTube community, make sure you click on that subscribe button button. By the way, let me know where you are connecting from. Femi, welcome in. Arrow Goddess, thank you for tapping out that live. Ingenuity, welcome in. Ocean Lee, welcome in. Swagger, how are you doing today? Olu James, Louis Lawson, EK Jake, welcome. Tires, how are you doing? Well, welcome. Allison, welcome in. Make sure you click on that subscribe button. So good to have each and every one of us today. Salute. Yes, yes. Laura, welcome in. How are you doing? Let me know where you're connecting from. So good to have you. So good to have you. And make sure you click on that subscribe button. And on the YouTube side, on the TikTok side, make sure you click on that follow button, get your daily admin, share out the live, invite your friends over from Germany. Laura from Germany, so good to have you from Germany, all the way from Germany. That's absolutely amazing. Yeah, Tobago, welcome in. How are you? And thank you all for tapping out the live. Oliver Tree, I don't know what that is. The real Justin, welcome in. Let me know where you're connecting. Tobago, again from SA, how are you doing? Welcome, welcome. So, what is today about? We are on the ninth day. Ninth day. Can you believe it? We're already day 9, almost halfway to this challenge, right? And today is one thing that a lot of people miss. What's that thing? Eye interest debt. A lot of people miss this. A lot of times, even I tell you, even the most financially savvy people, they get to miss this. They start investing and they do not attend to this. What if I tell you that high interest debt is actually a wealth killer? It's a thief, call it a thief of joy, a thief of wealth. Because, and we're going to tell you why. What's the reason why? And thank you all for, let's tap out the live. Let's get it to 10,000. Everyone, let's tap it out. Let's share out the live as well. SMH, welcome in. Wake Up Perry, welcome in as well. Tobago, thank you for doing that, for tapping out the live. Welcome in, everyone. The Crown server, welcome in. And my whitey side, welcome all in. Make sure you click on that subscribe button if you haven't done that. It costs you nothing, but I tell you, we create value here. What we do here, this community $1 Million League, is about giving you value. How do you turn your income into wealth? And if you don't have that income, or you are still struggling with that, your income, how can we turn that? How do we increase your income? How do we help you to increase your income? As a matter of fact, that was the challenge yesterday, because it starts with your income. Because I tell you, except you got a generational wealth, right? You are a trust kid, or you're a trust kid, or you won a jackpot. It always starts with your income. That's why you have to treat that income nicely, because you see your income, it's what you do with it, that's what is going to help you to build wealth. If all that you do with your income is you fund depreciating lifestyle liability, you realize that you're not going to build wealth. You're going to struggle, right? You fund lifestyle, but you're not going to build wealth. If all that you do is you take that money and you put it towards appreciating asset, you'll see that you're going to build wealth. And if all that you do is you leave it in the bank account, guess what? Yes, you will fund lifestyle, but then you're still not going to gain financial freedom. If you are not paying your high interest debt, you have high interest debt, that's actually stealing a lot from you, right? So there's so many little things that we do not focus on, and we focus on the big things. That's why you have to, because you work too hard for your money, and because you have worked so hard for your money, you need to ensure that your money, you treat it, the money is actually being used properly. Is it advisable to invest in the bank? Invest in the bank, what does that mean? Are you saying that investing as a stock? Are you saying, or you're putting the money in the bank, in the bank account, right? Are you saying putting the money in the bank account, or you're saying that you are in buying a stock of, the two different things? Investing in the bank, I'm trying to understand whether, put it in plain English. But feel free to ask your question. So think about it, putting the money in the bank for some months. That's another thief of joy. That's not another killer of wealth, right? And I would not say, you will be the one to give me the answer, Tobago. So there's something called the rule of 72, and let's keep tapping out the line. Hey, Kellen, the great, how are you? Welcome in. Let me know where you're connecting from, and make sure you also click on the subscribe button if you have not done that. So good to have you. So Tobago, you're going to answer this question, right? You would give us the answer, right? If you take your money, there's something called the rule of 72. Rule of 72 tells you, oh, you just did. Thank you so much. Welcome to the community of millionaires. Yeah. So take 72. There's something called the rule of 72. And let's keep tapping out the life. Let's keep tapping out the life. If you want to understand, should you put your money in the bank or not? Even though that's not the topic for today, but we're going to help Tobago, or Tobago is going to help us. You like the stream? That's great. It's going to help us answer the question. He was the one that raised the question. And as a matter of fact, let me pin it up here. Let's keep tapping out the life. Let's keep sharing the life as well. Thank you so much. Really appreciate you sharing the life and tapping out the life. That's because we have the TT side on this side on the YouTube. Make sure you I really appreciate you clicking on that subscribe button. You from Nigeria? That's amazing. Hi, it's Lagos, Nigeria right now. Awesome. So let's help Tobago, or Tobago is going to help us answer his own question. So there's something called the rule of 72. And you can go on Google, you can go on ChatGPT or whatever and see what is rule of 72. Simply means rule of 72 is 72. How long does it take your money to double? How many years, how many months, how many days? So let's say you have $10,000. You want to know how long it's going to take your $10,000 to become $20,000. There's something called the rule of 72, right? Just like the law of physics, law of this, law of that, right? That's the same thing. The law of how to double your money. That's rule of 72. Now, take the number 72, divide it by the rate of return. So Tobago, you asked that question. What is the rate of return? What rate do you get from your bank? I want to assume that you put it in a savings account, right? The traditional savings account, you put it in there. What rate do you get from your bank? Or what rate are they, what rate are we looking at, right? Because in my own bank, I get 0.01% from Chase. So Tobago, what rate do you get from the bank? Thank you to get to 6.39. Oh, what country is that? You're not in the United States, obviously. Yeah, you're not in the United States, but let me know what country is that, because here in the United States, it's 0.01. Your traditional bank account is 0.01. So 6.3. So take the number 72 divided by 6.39, which is that interest rate. AK, welcome joining the $1 Million League. Congratulations, clicking on that follow button. And if you are new here, make sure you click on the follow button. And you are that's it. I can already tell. So 72 divided by 6.3. Together, Grace, congratulations joining the $1 Million League as well. So 72 divided by that number, 6.3. Where's my iPad? Okay, 72, and you can do it as well. 72 divided by 6.39. Let's do it. Tobago is helping us out, and he wants to know, is it good to put his money in the bank, right? Hello, what are we doing? We're talking about, we are in the day 9 of the mid-year money reset. It's already going to be, July is around the corner. The next 6 months, how is our finances going to look like? That's what we're doing, and we have a challenge every day, and today is about our interest there. But first, we are helping, Tobago is helping us to answer his own question, which is, does it make sense to put money in the bank? So let's take the number 72, and it says that his interest is at 6.39. So 72 divided by 6.39. So do that as well. Anybody can tell us. Smith Collins, welcome in. Congratulations joining the $1 Million League. 72 divided by 6.39. 72 divided by 6.39. So it's going to take you 11 years, 2 months and 6 days for your money to double. So if that's what you are looking for, that's good, right? 11 years is what is going to, 11 years round thereabouts is what it's going to take you to put your money. However, I would rather put my money, like I said, 6.32 is a good interest, where you're at, right? Here in the United States, the interest is about 0.01, right? So if I do the same thing, 72 divided by 0.01, it takes me 7,200 years. Please accept my request so I can explain it further. Yeah, today we are not just going to, okay, let me quickly do that, but this is going to be the only time. Yeah, make sure you get your daily at me as well and become a fan, right? Get your daily at me. Just so, because we're talking about high interest debt, but let me just do this one time. Oh,
Hi.
hi, Tobago. How are you?
Good things in yourself.
I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah, can you go quickly so
Yeah.
that we can move on to the
Awesome.
topic of
Oh,
today?
so I do understand, but I'm gonna try to go into what I wanna what I want you to understand. So you know what I did? Okay, can I just share my personal? It's not something personal, but it's something that can be we can also talk about in the topic. I don't know if I should share that because you were like I should go fast. So what I'm talking about is like I got an inheritance, né? So when I got this inheritance, then you know sometimes money can tempt you. Sometimes you end up making wrong decisions, maybe spending it recklessly. So what I did, I took my money to a specific bank, and because I don't want to misuse it, so I put the money in the bank for some months because I feel like I'm gonna end up misusing it. So what I did, I put it in the bank, and I was like, it wasn't a tax-free investment. It was just a short-term period. I started with 12 months, and then the second time I did 6 months. So it was giving me, remember that depending on the amount of money that you're going to put your money, and depending on the amount of money that maybe if it's 35,000, and then you're going to put it for 6 months, and then they're going to give you a percentage. So that was my percentage. So I was asking like, should I go and check for some different investments, or should I just stick to the bank because I want to grow the wealth. I want to grow my wealth. I don't want to stick into 12 months. Maybe you get me.
I do. I totally understand. So it's not a bank interest rate, right? What you just explained now is like a CD, a treasury bill, something like, because it's a fixed amount. If it's a fixed period of time, more like a fixed deposit. That's what you described. It's not that you put it in a savings account. So you can, I mean, as a matter of fact, I can give you a generic answer, right? But then if you want something that is very personal, you can also schedule a one-on-one. But a generic answer would be, I would split them. If I were your shoes, I'll split that money. I'll put some of them towards something that is a little bit liquid, still leave it in like the fixed deposit, the CD or whatever, put a little, and then I put the rest in investing. And then it's also a function of, what is my goal? Do I plan to leave this money for another 10 years or 15 years or 30 years? What is the longer, how long do I want to keep this money, right? Do I want to start investing in something else tomorrow or whatever? Because that's going to determine if I want to keep it as liquid as possible, or I want to, just lock it away and throw away the keys, right? Because if you want to lock it away and throw away, I'll tell you, okay, you can put it in like an S&P 500, you can put it in the NASDAQ 100, all of that, because your money would grow. It has returned about 10%, 20% in the past 30, in the past 10% in the past 30, 40 years. In the past 10 years, returned about 14 to 15%. So it's definitely better than your 6% or 6.39% that you're getting. But then I'll leave some, right, for emergency. I'll put some aside for emergency, right, and put the remaining on the other side where I don't want to touch it. I just want to grow it. Maybe you want to use it for retirement. What is that purpose of those money? And that's how I'm going to handle it. But there needs to be more information. What I would recommend is schedule a one-on-one session, and then just so, because it's a function of your age, a function of what your goals are, right? A function of even the amount. Those are the things that are going to determine. But generically, I will split it a little bit and put some in what you have it, and put the rest away in a better investment portfolio. I hope that answers your
Thank you
question.
so much, my dear.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah, but if you want something specific, what I would recommend is get a one-on-one session, and you'll find the link. I thought I had the link up in the bio, right? Yes, you have a one-on-one. That's going to, because
So is there a fee that I have to pay for a one-on-one?
yes, definitely, you're going to be paying for it. Yes.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're absolutely welcome. All right, all right. Great question, Tobago, and congratulations on the inheritance and you even handling it properly. So one of the other things that can, aside from not investing, let's keep tapping out the live. Thank you all for tapping out the live. Let's get to 10,000 taps. Also share the live and click on the follow button and join the $1 million league. Join the community of millionaires right here if that's your goal. Just like Tobago, she doesn't want to waste her money. She doesn't. So those are things that we talk about here, strategies that we talk about. Yours might not be that you want inherit, it might not be inheritance, or it might be your income. As a matter of fact, it's the income that we focus on right here, right? So that's what we talk about here. How do you grow it, right? But one of the wealth killers is what? Are interested. And you'll be wondering why, right? It's not a big umbrella. Thank you so much. Please get your daily at me. Daily at me actually shows that you're a fan. Daily at me, it shows the algorithm that when you tap out the live, when you do your daily at me, when you do, you also visit the gift registry and gift, and you do what else again? You share out the live. That's the only way the algorithm knows that you are not a BOT. And we don't want BOT here, right? So that's when it shows that, oh, you like the life. And as a matter of fact, for you, you are also rewarded, right? When you do daily at me, you get 30 points. It costs you 1 penny, 1 cent. You get your daily at me and you get 30 points back. If you tap out the life, you also get points back. When you share out the life, you get free points as well. That over time, it becomes something for you as well. Talk about return on investment, just tapping out the life. Tap it, just tap your hands, that's it. Sharing it, just press my forehead and you will see all of your contacts, right? It comes down, then you invite them over. It shows that you are sharing the love. And at the same time, when you tap out the life, it means that you love the life. That's how the algorithm understand. And if you have been sitting here for more than 1 minute or two, it means that you have found value. Here is about creating value. Make sure you click the follow button and join the community of millionaires. If your goal is to become a millionaire, right? This is not get rich quick scheme. As a matter of fact, this is not hypes. This is about delayed gratification, doing it right, building generational wealth, right? That's what this is all about. Make sure you click on that follow button and join the $1 Million League. And right now we are doing a 21 days money reset challenge. I bet it. I don't think there's any other place that they are doing this kind of challenge. We did 31 days in December. Now we're doing 21 days for the mid-year. It's a step in the right direction to get you to financial freedom, because here is about financial freedom. Money is just a tool. Financial freedom is the goal. Really appreciate everyone tapping out the live, sharing out the live, inviting your friends over, and also clicking that follow button. Get your daily at me. Really appreciate you doing all of that. Hamed, welcome in Together Grace in Grace. Thank you so much for tapping out that live. So why do I always say talk about our interest debt, or why is our interest debt? Why is it a killer of wealth? Why is it a thief of wealth? Why is it a thief of wealth? Aurelia, thank you so much for the gift. Really appreciate that. If you are paying 20% interest, remember, see Tobago earlier, what was the interest she's getting? Right? She wants to grow her money. She's getting 6.39%. When we talk about S&P 500, we're talking about 14.5%. And everybody is excited about that. 15%, 8 to 10%, 20%. But guess what? Our interest debt, they come any debt that is above 10%. It means that 10%, it means that whatever you are getting in your debt, yeah, we don't do forex here, okay? Or just, yeah, the thing about it is, in basically you are just taking your money. Gideon just joined the $1 Million League. Congratulations to you joining that $1 Million League and tapping out the live. Make sure you get your daily admin. Welcome to the family. Welcome to the family of millionaires. All right. So having said that, now think about it. We're talking about what you want to grow your money. You're excited with, even the bank gives you 0.01%. Bank gives you 0.01%. S&P 500 gives you how much? The minimum is paying the interest, not the well, yes, we'll talk about that, right? We'll talk about that, Aurelia, but that's great. So think about it. You have interest, right? You have your investment gives you 15%. You're excited, but guess what? Your debt is at 20%. Is at 25%. It simply means that you are losing so much. You are losing so much money when you have high interest debt. I hope you know that it's the bank's business. One of the ways, because you might be wondering, how does the business, how about the bank when they talk about profit? We made this profit, we made that profit. Where do you think that profit is coming from? Have you ever thought about it? One of the biggest ways that the bank make money is from your credit card, is from the mortgage, is from debt, is from loan. So it's a business. It's the people, exactly. Aurelia said it's the people. It's the money from the people. And I'm trying to pin this, if only you can allow me. I don't know why. It's the people's money, right? You and I, thank you so much for the daily admin. You and I, it's money that you do, all those high interest debt. That's the business for the bank. That's how bank is. They're recording high interest, high net profit, high gross profit every single year. It is your money. It is the money that they use your mortgage and all of that. But the mortgage and all of that, any interest that is lower than 10% is still a good debt, right? Because of course, when you gauge it with the S&P 500, you can say, okay, if I put it in an S&P 500, I get 10%, I can easily use it to pay off this loan and all of that. So it's still okay, right? And then because you put it towards an asset, so like a mortgage, it's on a property, that property is also growing. So it's not like it stands still, unlike it's a car. Although the car, at times the interest is not that high, it's not as high as the 10% or whatever. But let's talk about credit card. This credit card, it's not growing. It's not an asset. It's not that, oh, because I spent 10,000, these 10,000 I have on my credit card, that I have on this credit card now, that I spend, I use it, let's say you used to buy something. It's impossible for it to grow except you use it towards a down payment of a property, of PH, right? I'm not sure what that means. Yeah. So just think about it that way. So the thing about it, Aurelia, if you can just repeat that, I'm not sure what that. So the interest is, this interest, you want to make sure that you kill it. A lot of times, just hearing the truth, a lot of times people would start investing. As a matter of fact, now that we are on this journey, whenever you are building wealth, let's say you start with your income, right? Let's say this is your income. The next thing that you want to do is emergency fund. That's why you see that there was one day already, we've already talked about emergency fund. After emergency fund is what? You have debt pay off. That's the next thing. Any interest that is above 10%, Safara, welcome in. Ekere, welcome in. Any interest that is above 10%, you have to kill it because it's a thief of joy. Thank you so much. It's a thief of joy. It's a thief of your wealth. You are not going to build wealth if you don't take care of it. This is about fixing your foundation. And then it's until you have taken care of that you can now say that, oh, hey, thank you. Until you have taken care of that, that's when you can now say, oh, you know what? At this point, I can start investing. But guess what? A lot of people start with, they get their income and they jump straight into investing. And they were like, okay, you know what? I am investing. But guess what? You are running on the spot. That's you being on a treadmill and you are still on the spot running. Because you are not going forward, you are not moving backward. And that's one of the things that is making you not to build wealth. So, and you might be wondering why. What do I mean by this? You put your money in as S&P 500. It gives you, let's say you even get 15%. That's what it has done in the past 10 years. Thank you for sharing out the live and tapping out the live. Let's assume it's done what is done in the past 10 years. 15%, 14 to 15%. Let's even take the highest, 15%. Please comment, put in the comment what is your APY or APR? What is it on your credit card? What are you getting? What is on that credit card? What is your APR, your interest basically? What interest are you paying on your credit card? Please put it. I just want to let me know what interest. 8%. Oh, okay, that's great. What country is that? And on a credit card, Safara, Ajay, Together, Smith, Akere, FN Gideon, JP, Umbo, Uche, Nick, Tammy, Van Brown, Kimi, Gabi. Welcome in, everyone. What is the interest that you don't have a credit card? Okay, all right, American Express, but I have it for a long time. See, we need to be friends with Arella because I'm like 8%. I've not seen that. 23% sounds more like it. Ajay, who else? Who else? We've seen 8%, 23%. Who else? Sephora doesn't have a credit card. That's amazing, but we need to talk about that as well. And I will tell you when you should use it, when you should have a credit card and when you should not. Any other person, put in the comment. At least let's get 5 people. Tell us and if you don't have a credit card, please put it there as well. This is a community. This is not a regular life. This is a community. So because if you don't say it, we would not know. We would know, right? Put it in the what's your interest. I just says 23%. Arella says 8%, but she's had that credit card for so long, right? I've had 19%, I had 23% with Chase Sapphire. I had Chase Sapphire, Chase Freedom. I mean, I have Chase. Sorry. Who else? Who else? Who wants to share? Right? Smith, Ekere, FN Gideon, and it's okay if you don't have as well. Together in Grace, Nick, Tammy, Neff, C-Suit, Miss B, Humble Focus. Yeah, any other person I just want to, because that's also engagement, by the way, when you put a comment, it's an engagement and you get points as well. So just say something and put in the comments, because that is also points for you, all right? And you want to know your points, you see it right up here. You would see it right up here, to see your points, which you can always claim, right? So any other person care to share? But let's take 23% because that seems more like 23%. So it means that if S&P 500 is giving you 15%, you get 15% return, but you are giving out 23%. It means that you are using at least 8% of your money to pay off debt. You are financing, how do I put it? Your own investment is returning 15%. Your bank is returning 18. The bank return is at 23%. So it means that after you have gotten your investment of 15%, your return on your 15%, you need to add another 8% of your income to be able to fund the bank's business, which is the credit card. And that's why it is very, very important, before you even start thinking of investing at all. As a matter of fact, I would always say that you don't have any business in investing if you have not paid off those are interest debt. Any debt above 10%, you don't have any interest. Yeah, 8% is very good. I'm telling you, even mortgages is at 8%. So you don't have any business. And hear me again. I'm repeating it again. I'll take it to the bank anyway. You do not have any business in investing either in stock market or in real estate until you have taken care of high interest debt. Because it's like you are moving forward and you are moving backward. You move forward, you move backward, and that's what you want to avoid, right? You want to avoid that. So that's why high interest debt, if you are paying 20% in interest on a credit card while trying to build wealth, you are climbing a financial mountain with a backpack full of rocks. Yes. So that's one of the things I crafted. So think about it. You are going hiking. You are going on a mountain. Now imagine you carried a whole rock. Remember, it's like you're building wealth is like, it's an intentional thing. You have to be intentional. It is a serious business. It's not something that you can be hoping. I want to get to $1 million starter. I hope to get to million. It doesn't work. It doesn't work like that. You have to want to get to $1 million starter. You have to be intentional. Just imagine you embarking on a journey, and then all of a sudden, you are carrying a whole rock, a backpack. Your backpack is full of rock. You see that a lot of people that go hiking, what do? They travel light. They put things that they really need because you want to be light. So that is what happens. Thank you so much for that. That is what happens whenever you are building wealth. You're on that wealth journey, but guess what? You are basically you're not paying off our interest. You have any debt that is above 10%. I hope that sinks. I hope we understand that. And that's why today's challenge Today's challenge, we cannot finish the 21 days without us looking at our credit card, without us taking care of those interest, high interest debt. And I'm not saying that pay everything off, but at least have a plan. Have a plan, and you'll be so surprised at times. It can't be in the, that's why we look at your bank statement. What are those subscriptions that you are not using? That's why we'll have it as, okay, you have the subscription that you are not using, cancel them, use the money, right? Repurpose that money that that subscription, and use it to pay. It might be towards the credit card debt. It might be. So you basically need to have a plan. Yes, Aurelia, you have to have a plan. Safara, you have to have a plan. Ekere, we all have to have a plan. Thank you so much for that. We all have to have a plan, and that's what we need to do today. That's the challenge for today, because we don't want to be on this wealth journey. We want to travel light, so that whenever Dr. Lina says, okay, you know what, we're going to be buying S&P 500, it gives 14 to 15%. You are getting the whole of the 14 to 15%. It's not like you are getting 14 to 15%, and you know what, 10% of it goes to the bank, using to pay off debt. So take care of the debt first. Have your emergency fund first. Take care of the debt first, and then we can start investing. And whenever and we're going to be talking about steps to go about it, because high interest debt make it harder for you to build wealth. That's the truth of the matter. And you might be wondering that, okay, maybe, you know what, where did my money go? Maybe that thing, oh, I get this money, I'm making so much, I don't know where my money went. That's part of the reason. That's part of the reason. And I'm not here to motivate, but that's the reality on ground. So you want to travel light whenever you're building wealth. And today, for anyone that is just joining, we are on the day 9 of the 21 days of the wealth building challenge, right? Mid-year money reset, right? Ahead of the end of the year, there's another 6 months that we have from July. Now is your time to take all of this action. Understand what your net worth is. Understand how to increase your income. Understand where your money is going. Understand your credit, right? And then think about how to you pay this high interest debt. And that's what, that's one thing that I want us to know, right? If someone guaranteed you a 20% return, let's be on the flip side. Somebody guarantee you 20% refund on your money. Would you invest? Put 1, I would invest. Somebody just guarantees me today, or let's say it's a fixed deposit, or it could be a CD, or high yield savings account, or an S&P 500. Tammy says 1. Yeah. Okay, if somebody guarantees you a 20% return, put 1, would you take it? Or put 0, I'm not going to take it. Definitely will. Put 1, I'm going to take it. Tammy said yes. Safara said yes. Any other person? Aurelia, okay, she said yes as well. And if you disagree, I'm going to give you 20. We're going to do. Karen said yes. Okay, if I'm going to give you 100%, you have this money and you save. I tell you that every single month, just like the IU savings account is doing 3 to 6%, but I tell you that every single month I guarantee it and I put it on a contract. I'm going to give you 20% on your money. Would you invest? Put 1. Put 1, I'm going to invest. Put 0, I'm not going to invest. All right, Smith said 1. Okay, Smith, okay. Yes, okay. Yama Beauty said yes. Awesome. Good job, everyone. Thank you so much. And thank you all for tapping out the live, welcoming everyone. So that's just the same way when it comes to high interest debt. Because that high interest debt is at 20%, is at 18%. That is a guaranteed payment. That is a guaranteed somebody's business, the bank's business that you are funding. So it's as good as you paying off. Whenever you pay off that high interest debt, that's 20% guaranteed back into your pocket. And as a matter of fact, on a 20%, that means that on a $1,000, that is $200 that you're paid per annum. 20%. So that's what it means to you. On a 10,000, that is $2,000. Isn't that a ripoff? So it's an eye opener. Always just think about it that way. Whenever you think about it, oh, Moose Papi just joined the $1 million league. Congratulations, clicking on that follow button. Get your daily at me as well. And of course, make sure you are always here to come and learn things as little as this, right? And if you are wondering how to join the $1 million league, just click on the follow button. And if you've been sitting here for more than a minute or two, it means that you have found value. Click on the follow button and be a part. Get your daily at me, tap out the live, share out the live. And as a matter of fact, I'm Money Talk with Dr. Lina on all platforms. You'll find me on Snap, YouTube, on Instagram, everywhere. You will find me right there, and you just go be a fan all through, right? Because I tell you, you're going to be getting value, right? Whoever thought that you would be able to, 20% guaranteed interest rate that you are looking for is in your credit card that you are paying on a monthly basis, right? Thank you so much, Moose Papi. Welcome. Congratulations, becoming the part of the $1 million league. So that 20% that you are looking for, that one that everybody said yes, that is that credit card. Whenever you pay it off, that is that guaranteed 20% that comes back into your pocket. Now, there are ways to it, right? There are ways to it. You can use a credit card. Use a credit card. Use a credit card. Who referred you, Moose Papi? The credit card. How do I put it? In terms of this credit card that we are talking about, there are times when you use your credit card. Moose Papi, Selfara, Aurella, Yama Smith, Ekere, Tammy. One of the ways, the only time I tell you is to use a credit card, use it like a debit card, right? So I have credit cards. I have Chase and I have Capital One, right? Why? Because, but the thing about it is that I use it like a debit card. So it means that I use it. If the money is not in my account, I'm not spending. It's not free money. Secondly, I pay it off within the billing cycle. So if you use it, you need to beat them to it. You need to bring the bank to their game. You don't pay anything if you pay it off within the billing cycle, not the minimum payment. The entire thing, the entire balance that you owe, you would see there. It would tell you the balance, right? The balance for the month. It would state it there. You would pay not the minimum balance. A lot of time people make that mistake. They will pay $25 minimum balance. Guess what? That is a trap, because it means that that's the minimum expectation for you to pay. But guess what? You might have another $900 that you have spent that month. That if you don't pay on it, it means that you're going to be paying interest on that $900 at 20% or 23%, like Ajay said earlier, like 23% or 8%, like Aurella said in our own case. That's what you're going to be paying. So that 20% investment that you want to put your money in, or you feel that is a good return on investment, that 20%, that's what you are paying the bank, and that's what you can put back in your pocket. Now, when do I tell people to use credit card? I know some people do not like to use credit card. Why do I have a credit card and I'm a what? Thank you for tapping out the live. Thank you. We got to 10,000. Let's get it to 15,000. Really appreciate you all doing that. And thank you. Whenever you tap out the live, it shows that you're showing love, but at the same time, you get rewarded. When you get all those daily at me as 1 point, 1 cent, you get 30 points. That's the biggest return on investment on TikTok, right? And on top of that, we always talk about return on investments, right? You get some money back. When you tap out the live, you also get some free money. Free points as well. When you tap out the live, you want to see your point, you would see it right here. You want to claim your point, you would see it right here before the live. Thank you everyone tapping out the live. Thank you for sharing out the live. When you share the live, press my forehead here, and of course share. And of course, look at the gift gallery right there. And also, appreciate you gifting, because that's the only language that the algorithm understand. I hope we're finding value. I found value, put 1. I am finding value, put 1 in the comments, right? Whenever you comment as well, there are points for you, right? I'm finding value, or this is a half for me. Put one, put one. I'm finding value, one, 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 one. Put one. I am finding value. There's value here, except there's no value. Okay, good, good. All right. Okay, great. I did. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, now we know that. Now let's go. Now we talked about, so why should you use a credit card? Even understanding this, I've already told you how to use a credit. Use it like a debit card. Pay it up within the minimum, within the, not the minimum balance. Pay up your balance for the month. So if you use it like credit card, it means that the money, like debit card, it means that the money is still is seated in your account. That's why you can use it. No money in the account, no swiping, right? Only swipe for the things when the money is in the account. So all that you do is you pay it off within the billing cycle, and you pay zero interest. So you can take 25 days or whatever, pay it within the billing cycle. Now, why should you use a credit card? Why? The reason why I talk about using a credit card at all, and I use a credit card, is number one, is for security reasons or for protection. If you use your debit card and there's a fraud on your card, what's going to happen, right? It takes them time to investigate, and that could put pressure or change your entire finances for the month, right? So that's number one, because with your credit card, you just tell them, I'm not the one. They will ship you a new one. They have insurance and all of that for the protection of your money. That's the reason, number one reason. Number two reason why I have a credit card is I take out the free money, just the same way I have IU savings account, just the same way I have my 401k matched with what my employer is giving me. I take the free money, like the rewards and all of that, travel points or whatever, but that's even the least, right? That's the list. The third reason why I have a credit card is I use credit card. The third and the biggest reason is because of to build my credit, because I'm building wealth, getting to the $1 million status, or becoming a multi-millionaire. There's going to definitely be some leverage involved. So what is leverage? I buy a property at I use 3.5, put 3.5% down, and I'm able, with 10,000, I get a property at 250,000. Bank finances 97%, right? But for them to be able to finance that, I need to have credibility with them. So the credit card helps you to build your credit, right? Landlords would, if you are renting, landlord would check your credit as well. The other part of it is that you want to take a loan for whatever, right? It just gives you access to more. That's the only reason, right? Because of protection. Two is the reward, extra whatever. And three, which is the most important thing, is to help you build your credit. Yesterday, we talked about everything about credit, right? Everything about credit. Thank you for tapping out the live. Really appreciate everyone tapping out the live. Can we all get it to 15,000, or let's even do 12,000 first? Yes, Farah, Ajay, Smith, Tammy, together, Darlington, Edmond, Jibola, yeah, let's keep tapping out the live. Really appreciate everyone tapping out the live. And if you are not clicking on the follow button, make sure you do that, yeah, and join the $1 Million League. And it's a perfect time because it's the 21 days of money reset challenge that we are doing right now. This is day 9, and we're talking about our interest debt, how it steals your wealth, and how to use those credits conveniently, right? So now, let's now talk about, let's assume that you have all those debts, because the challenge for today is for you to identify those debts, and of course, also for you, once you identify those debts, making sure that you pay off the debt, have a debt payoff plan. At the end of today, you should know what the debt is. Is it credit card? Any debt that is above 10%. Is it credit card? That means an exception outside of your mortgage and maybe car notes, every other debt. Credit cards, of course, student loans are way lower. Credit cards, and of course, all those payday loan, right? Itemize it, and of course, understand have a debt plan. How are you going to pay it off? Because you cannot move forward, right? Climbing the mountain of wealth building with that all weight on your shoulder. It's going to be pulling you back, and it's not going to help you build wealth. So now, what are the different methods to pay off this debt. We have identified 1, 2, 3 other debts. You've listed it. What are the different payoff method? The first one is what we call the avalanche. The first and the most favorite one for me that I like the most and I will always recommend is called the avalanche method. What is avalanche method? It means that you are putting all your dollars, everything, towards the payoff of, let's assume that we have 5,000. You have one that is 5,000. You have another debt that is 3,000. You have a credit card at 1,000. So there are three of them. Avalanche method says that you focus on the one with the highest interest. Let's assume that the 3,000 is the interest is at 23%, right? The interest of that one is at 23%. Then 5,000 is at 15%, and then 1,000 is at 20%. It means that avalanche method says that take the 3,000 because it has the highest interest. That's what we're going to focus on. We're going to attack that 100%, and of course, then we pay the minimum balances on the 5,000 because it's at 20% or 15%, and then we'll pay the other 1,000 is at a lower rate. So focus on the one with the highest interest. My listener, welcome in. How are you doing today? Welcome in, and thank you all for tapping out the live, and everyone joining. Welcome, Clara. Welcome in as well. So I'm so welcome in. So and if you are just joining, this is day 9, and we are telling you that high interest there is the thief of wealth, right? The P5, welcome in. Bolan, welcome in, and everyone that just joined. And that's what we're talking about today. So the thing about it is that using avalanche method, now we are on the different methods of understanding how to pay off that debt, because the task for today is for you to pay off the debt. So avalanche method, focus on the one with the highest interest, right? The highest interest, that's the one that you focus on first. Then you pay it, you attack it, and you focus on it. Then every other one, the 1,000 and the 5,000, you are making the minimum payment on it. This is going to put the highest money back into your pocket because the interest is high. So you want to attack the one with the highest interest. Put every extra dollar towards the highest interest debt. That is avalanche, right? That's avalanche. Best for maximizing interest cost, right? The other method, right? If you understand that, put 1. I understand avalanche method, put 1 in the comment. I understand avalanche method, put 1 in the comment. And welcome in everyone. And if you've been sitting here for more than 2 minutes, make sure you click on the follow button and tap out the live, and of course, get your daily at me as well. Safara, Mayalistic, Tammy, Smith, Together, BK, Dalinti, Edmond, Nira. So 1, okay. Safara said 1. You understand avalanche method? I do not understand. Put 0. I understand 1. I do not understand. Put 0. I understand avalanche method. Okay. Mayalistic understand. Any other person, anybody that doesn't understand, put 0. So that because we move on, because today, that's the challenge for today, and we want to make sure that nobody's, missing out on this. If you do not understand, please do not be shy. Just do it. 0. Okay. Together in grace. Amazing. That's great. So I would explain it one more time. Okay. Together in grace. So basically, avalanche method says that let's say you have multiple debts. The one with the highest interest, the highest APY, APR, whatever they call it, that one is the one that you pay first. You focus on that, attacking that first, right? You make minimum payment on the other debt. So 5,000, 3,000, 1,000. 3,000 is at 23%. 1,000 is at 15%. What's the other one? Thank you for the gift. Then 5,000 is at 20%. In this case, 23%, which is the 3,000, is the one you're going to focus on. You pay minimum balance on 5,000 and 1,000, right? That's what you do. But focus on the 3,000 because it's at 23%. That's one you start from. Okay. I hope that answers your question. I hope that do you understand now? Do you understand now? Together in grace, do you understand now? Do you get it now? All right. So the second payment, the other method that you can use to pay off is something called the debt snowball method. Snowball method. That's the second. Can somebody put it? Snowball. Okay, yes. Okay, snowball method is the second. The first is avalanche method. The second is snowball method. Thank you all for tapping out the live. Welcoming everyone. And we're talking about, this is day 9 of the mid-year money reset. And we're talking about high interest debt as a killer of wealth. It kills wealth, it destroys wealth. It is not, it's like you going on a going hiking, going on a rock, and you put a you have a sack of rock in your bag, traveling with that, right? So that is, so those are really the things. That's why you have to pay off any high interest debt, any debt above 10%. Now, that snowball method, which is the second type of method, is, and thank you for tapping out. Like, can we get it to 15,000? Let's get it to 15,000. Really appreciate you doing that. All right. The debt snowball method, on the other hand, says that the one with the least balance is the one that you're going to attack first. It's not, in this case, it's going to be 1,000, right? It's the least balance, 5,000, 3,000, 1,000. I want to believe the 1,000 is the least balance. This one is what you attack first, regardless if it's the lowest interest, highest interest. In this case, it's not even looking at, it doesn't see any of the interest. It's just focused on which one is the least balanced. Because, and what is the benefit on this one? The benefit is it helps you to build momentum, and it helps, gives you motivation. So if you're already overwhelmed with this debt, which can be very overwhelming at times, right? So if you're already overwhelmed, one singular win, would motivate you to be able to attack this debt. But let's assume that you have a debt of 10,000. And it takes you maybe 2 years. You have another one of 1,000. You have another one of 3,000. The 10,000, if you have paid it for 2 years, your chances of succeeding might be very, very low, because it'd be like you're putting all this money there, but then the debt is not even going down. But if, oh, you know what? I take care of the 1,000, and the 1,000 is good. Your chances that, okay, you will attack the next one, which is 3,000, is very high, because you feel a sense of accomplishment and fulfillment, right? It is best for people who want quick wins. You want quick wins, this is the strategies that you should stick with. Snowball method. That's the second method. And there's another one, which I always do not recommend for people. I mean, there's some other method, but I'm going to talk about it. Please do not do it if you know that you have not yet matured in your wealth, in your discipline, your financial discipline. Do not use this method, because you will lose more money in at the long run overall. It is called the debt consolidation method. The debt consolidation method is the third one. It means that, and the debt consolidation method is you bringing all of it together, 5,000, 3,000, 1,000, everything together under one umbrella. So you are focused on paying $8,000 together in one place versus paying, 3 different companies, right? Whenever you pay, you know that, okay, it's this, and you have a fixed interest rate, but it's most of the time there's a transfer fee. When it comes to that, there's a transfer fee. And if you are, the reason why I don't recommend it as much is that if you are not disciplined, is you pay transfer fee, but you find yourself, you don't pay it off. You find yourself, it's as if you are just transferring from A to B, right? And then you are still paying something to transfer from A to B. And then at the end of the day, you don't pay it off. But if you are very disciplined, or you have learned or fixed whatever issues that brought you into debt in the first place, what you need to do, do the debt consolidation is a very good tool, and ask them that can they even give you a very, an introductory fee. There are times when they will say 0 introductory fee for 12 months, for 24 months. So you are able to pay off everything within that 24 months without any interest. Remember, 20%, 23%, 15%. Now you are not going to pay that anymore, because now you're going to be paid everything. You can now use those money, those interest, to pay off some of your debt. So that is another strategy. And lastly, the other thing is that if you are in debt, feel free. I hope you know that you can actually negotiate your interest rate. Even if you're not, I mean, if you have a credit card, as a matter of fact, as let's do it as a challenge, call your lender and ask them, you know what, my credit card is this, and I see that another company is offering me a lower interest rate. Is there something that you can do to reduce the interest rate? Just call them. The worst they would say is a no, right? That's the worst they would say, right? But then you might go just get lucky and then you reduce your interest rate, and we are like, Aurora is getting 8%, right? Because it's been with them for so long. So let's try it, okay? Let's try it. There's no harm in trying it. Thank you all for tapping out the live. Really appreciate that. We are 13,000. That is absolutely amazing, amazing. Yes, let's get it to 15,000. And of course, if you have just been here, you've been here, I hope you have found value. Make sure you also click on the follow button. Love, welcome in. Welcome in. Thank you all for tapping out the live. I hope, and I want to believe that we understand now that our interest debt is not something you should actually joke with, because it steals your wealth and it's the silent killer, because nobody pays attention to it. Now, for today's challenge, what's today's challenge? And you're wondering, what is this challenge that this lady is talking about? And you're wondering, who is even this lady? I am Dr. Lina. I'm a doctor of business and technology. I'm a serial investor with double-digit real estate portfolio, and of course, been investing both in the stock market and in the real estate and in business for almost 2 decades. I own and manage double-digit real estate portfolio. My day job, I'm a vice president of technology. I'm a chartered accountant and an economics, and also a doctor of business and technology. So, and I basically teach you, right, what I have learned. What I've learned, that's what I teach you, so that you can do the same thing. I'm the convener of this community, which is have to absolutely, Safara, thank you. Safara is absolutely amazing, guys. Make sure you connect with her. Make sure you connect with her. She's so amazing. You want to learn Spanish, you want to learn you want to start doing content creation and whatever, she teaches all of that. She is just an amazing person, right? So thank you so much for coming in. So now so if the thing about it is that for this challenge, right, make sure that you have our interest debt, have it listed. All of the high interest debt, any debt that is above 10%, you're welcome. Any debt that is above 10%, make sure you have it listed down. That is this challenge that we are having right now. And within this community, you see the MDL is $1 million league. If your goal is to become a you want to become a millionaire, $1 million in 10 years or less, make sure you click on that follow button. It's in all those little things like this, our interest debts. Now you can see that it's 20%. You almost return in your pocket. It's in how you invest. It's in, where you put your money. All of those things are strategies that we use here. This is not instant gratification. As a matter of fact, it's delayed gratification. Not hypes, we are moderate risk investors right here. If that sounds like what you want to become a millionaire, there's never been a millionaire in your family, and you want it to start with you, with your generation, make sure you click on that follow button. It's because it's not about if you are ever going to become a millionaire, it's about when are you going to be, right? And we say 10 years or less, okay? 10 years or less. So welcome everyone right here. So for today's challenge, because we're doing it 21 days and today is day 9 of the challenge, list your interest debt. Any debt that is above 10%, be it on credit card, be it on payday loan, any form of debt, list them out, right? List them out. Then choose the method that works for you. Avalanche method, snowball method, and of course, debt consolidation, of course, but just most importantly, because we want to have a debt payoff plan. That's what we are having today. Then make one extra payment today, for today only. Even if it's just $25, make an extra payment today, because here it's about hands-on execution. We try to execute. The fact that you have written it down, it's not about, that's why we don't just do budget. We have a 4-account system. That's execution. We don't just talk about investing. We talk about automation. So you are forced. There's nothing that is going to stop you because you've automated it. So anything that's going to be holding you apart, right? and that's that we are very, very big on execution. So for today's challenge, it's for you to have, what is that, have your $25, no matter how little, pay off, put an additional payment, see how it looks, right? See how it looks, then you can increase it to $100. That particular one that you have identified, using whichever method. If you are using snowball method, Isaac, welcome in. If you are using snowball method, you know that it's the one with the least balance. Pay additional $25 on that particular one. If you are using avalanche method, the one with the highest interest, right? Pay additional, make an additional payment on that, even if it's $10. Understand that progress beats perfection, right? So one question I want to have, based on what we have taught today, which one do you think, right, is the method that is best for you? One, avalanche method, the one with the highest interest, right? Paying off the one with the highest interest, put one. If it's two, snowball method, because you like motivation. Real Queen, welcome in. Snowball method, put two if that's you think that's the method we're going to use, and put three if it's debt consolidation. You're consolidating everything and you're taking it care from that. 1, 2, or 3. Avalanche method, snowball method, debt consolidation method. 1, 2, or 3. 2. Okay, Opa says 2. Okay, so it's going to be using the snowball method. All right, who's going to use avalanche method? The one with the highest interest. Thank you so much for that, Opal, Ajay, Together, Grace, Tammy, Andrew, Edmond, Laric, Lorraine, Darlington, TM, Real Queen. Yeah. Who else wants to share? What method are you going to use? One is the avalanche method. You are paying off the one with the highest interest. 2 is the snowball method. You're paying the one with the least balance. And 3 is debt consolidation. Come on, guys. Let me know that we're here. Let me know that I've not talked for 1 hour or 1.5 hours and people are not listening. Let me know. Yeah, let me know. Okay, Ajay says 1. Perfect. I just said 1. So you're using the avalanche method. That's great. Who else again? I still have more people. Let me know the method you're using to do that payoff, because trust me, in this little thing that you're doing right now, it's going to force you to think, right? It's going to force you to think. I know exactly what maybe it will force you to understand what is even snowball method she talked about. Okay, it's going to, because and this is the journey. Remember, it's about execution, right? So what method are you going to use? What method are you going to be using? 1, avalanche method. 2 is Tammy, yeah, which method, right? Remember that I know this community so well. I know everyone. So I'll be calling you out. Together Grace, right? I have heard Ajay and Opal. Tammy, Together Grace, Real Queen, or Anne, Darlington, yeah, Edmond. Which method is a challenge? So I have to ask you guys. You have to respond to me today. Yes, I'm here for you today. I am here for you today. Right? I'm waiting. Everyone, I want to know what method. Because if you do not respond now, it means that it gets to a point you yourself will not take a method. Frank Jones, welcome in. What method? Avalanche method means number 1, which is the highest interest. 2 is the snowball method. You're paying off the one with the least balance. 3 is the debt consolidation method. Wale, welcome in. So I'm waiting. Tammy, come on. Together in Grace. Anna, Darlington, Edmond, Frank Jones. Which method are you going to be using? And if you don't have any debts, you can also put 0. I don't have any debt, put 0. Or I don't use credit card, put 0. I'm waiting, guys. I'm waiting. You welcome in. Thank you all for tapping out the light. Let's get to 15,000. Get your daily at me. And thank you for everyone that got their daily at me already. Thank you for everyone that got their daily at me. If you haven't got it costs 1 penny. It costs 1 penny. And make sure for those that got their daily at me, claim your points before we wrap up with the live. Claim your point. All right. Okay, I think that everybody is not snubbing me today. I think it's just only Opal and Ajay. Thank you so much for responding. Yeah, thank you so much for responding and letting me know that I think it's just two people, two people today that confirmed that they're going to be a part of this channel. Let me see how it goes with that. Okay, guys. Sherry, welcome in. Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, thank you so much even for the daily admin. Also, look at the gift gallery, guys. Really appreciate you filling up the gift gallery as well. That just helps that's the only language that the algorithm understand. And by the way, if we talked about income yesterday, if your goal, you're looking for side income and all of that, I hope you know that you can also do some things on content creation and all of that. These are things that you also need to learn. Tapping out the life, all of those kind of things. You want to start doing it yourself so that when that time comes, you will be able to project the same thing to your own life, because the algorithm understand that as well. Thank you all for tapping out the light, sharing out the light. Awesome. So really appreciate everyone that responded with, I'm using a snowball method, I'm using avalanche method, right? But ultimately, for those that did not respond, I just need you to make sure that you also execute, right? Write out the list of your debt. You think of the method that you're going to use, and of course, whichever method that you pick, right? Whichever method that you pick, make sure you execute on it today. Even if it's $10, $25, make an extra payment. Because imagine if the money you are sending to interest every month could instead go towards an ETF. Just imagine that. That money that you are paying every month, you use it towards an ETF, or you use it towards a real estate, right? You're owing $10,000. You're paying interest of 20%. Just imagine that money, putting it towards ETF, putting it towards real estate, putting it towards business, or creating another stream of income. Just imagine. You can see that's how wealth is being built, okay? Today's challenge is not becoming debt-free overnight. So understand that. Christ in me, welcome in. Kweku, welcome in. It's not about you. It's not about you paying off today. It's not about that. It's about the progress. It's in the little steps, right? It's in the little steps that you take. A little drop of water make a mighty ocean, right? That's just the same thing. So it's about taking control of your money, taking back the control from the debt to the bank and all of that, taking the control, right? It's on all of these little things. You see, I want to start doing this debt payoff. I have people ask me question, how do I build my credit? You will start seeing your credit go up. There's a multi effect to the fact that you are not putting your money towards paying off of debt, and you can repurpose your money towards to investing. That's number one win. The other thing is that you have credibility with debtors, because now you can be able to leverage more, because you get better interest rates whenever it's now things that relates to assets. So you're buying real estate, you will get a better, somebody with a 800 credit is going to be different from somebody with a 600 credit in terms of interest. And at times, it could be the gap might be as high as 1%, 2%. You'll be so surprised. So you are also going to have a better leverage when it comes to, making the payment. So make one extra payment today and come back on the video, because there has been 3 videos, all these things that I talked about, because I'm very, educational, whatever we can do to help or to support or educate. So we already have one video in the morning, a reel, right? That's there in the morning. Another one, a carousel that is there to educate you, right? Different slides to help you. Then there's going to be another video tonight again that's going to talk about the same thing, right? So you will not say, I missed one because I was sleeping. 2, I did not see that. 3, you have 3. Yes, last week we did 2. This week we are doing 3 solid on each day challenge. So take the opportunity of this challenge, because, and why are we doing this? We did it in December and we saw that it was 31 days ahead of the new year, which is 2026. It was life changing. As a matter of fact, that's how I debut. That was my debut to TikTok, to come live on TikTok. Before that, I was not on TikTok at all. I was not even on social media. So, and I ended it end of December. In January, I did not go live. I did not do anything because I was done. And then people were reaching out to say, oh, and they were telling me about the results that they got, and they were asking me questions, sending me DMs, and that's why I came back in February. That okay, guess what? I need to continue to teach. So this is another opportunity of 21 days, right? Whereby you're changing everything, one day at a time, one step at a time towards your financial freedom. This is day 9. So if you missed day 1, that was about understanding what your net worth is. We've talked about how to increase your income. We've talked about how to, how to grow your credit. We've talked about so many things. How to understand the leaks, reviewing your bank statement, all of those things. And you would find everything on the page. You will find it. So if you have missed day 1 to 8, it's okay. Just go and follow it and you would get a similar result and execute. Put a comment right there. Done. Like today, once you do this challenge, which is identify all of your debts. 2, which is pay off, put an additional payment like towards it, or identify the method, then put an additional payment towards whichever one that you decide to go through, right? Take that one and once you're done, put reset comment, right? Understand that your income, what it does, it pays bills, asset builds well, but eliminating high interest debt helps you to keep more of both, right? It helps you to reduce your bills. It helps you to also build wealth. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow for day 10. Can you imagine? We are almost halfway. Day 10, 21 days of money reset. And as a matter of fact, so once we start building this money, you do the debt payoff. The next thing is investing, right? The next thing is investing. So if you want to start investing, or maybe you don't have debt at all, right? You want to start investing, you don't know how to go about it, because the first thing first is making sure you have a solid foundation, which is this. The next thing is for you to grow your money. End the leak, grow your money. For you to grow your money, you would need to start investing. You need to start investing in the stock market, and make sure you click on the follow button if you haven't done that, and join the community of millionaires, which is the $1 Million League, and make sure you get your daily at me as well. So if you want to start investing, and as a matter of fact, you need to grow your money, because the only way for you to build wealth is you growing your money. Stop the leak, grow your money. So how to grow your money. You want to using the rule of 72. You want to double your money in 5 years. You want to double it in 2 years or 3 years. It's something called investing. If you don't know anything about investing, that's what we do here. You have to go. You would find the link right here in my bio. And as a matter of fact, if you want to double your money in 2 years, in 5 years, put 1 in the comment section. You want to double your money quickly, you find the link right here. Well, we are not money doublers. We're putting money in the stock market. Okay, yes. We put money in the stock market. We are not money doublers. As a matter of fact, we are everything again. We are moderate risk investors. But we just know the rules, right? We just know the rules and we follow the rules, right? So Nana Aqua, welcome in. So if you want to know how to start investing, and investing is something, if there's anything that is universal, worldwide, is investing, right? Currency, we have different currencies. But when it comes to investing, it is something that is universal. What does that mean? You can be in South Africa and you can still invest in the US stock market. You can be in Ghana and you can invest in the US stock market. I can also invest in your market. So far, I have the different apps. And then the fact that I'm in the US doesn't mean I'm going to get a better return than somebody in South Africa, or somebody in Nigeria, or in Ghana, or in Kenya, or in Europe. It's the same thing. You just need to fund it the right way and start investing it. It's the same thing that any investor anywhere in the world would get. So the only thing is that the capital gain for each country in terms of capital gain taxes that you pay on your growth of your money, right, might be different. Okay. So if you want to know how to invest, because once you clear out all this high interest debt and you don't have debt anymore, right? Any debt that is above 10%, the next thing for you is to start investing. You'll find a link right here. Click on it. That's the only link on my page. Click on it and you will try to keep here. Click on open anyway. And thank you for tapping out the live and also getting your daily at me, because we'll be wrapping out the live. And you would see it right here. There is a course, Smart Investing. So you want to double your money, right? Aqua wants to double our money in 5 years, in 10 years, or in whatever number of years. This course is going to be, it's there for you to teach you and to help you navigate that. How to, from the beginning of opening an account, which account should I open? Where should I invest? All of that, you would find it right here. And right now, everything is at a discount. So you don't want to take the opportunity right now and for that to start investing. Because if you want to grow your money, then the other thing is that if you also feel that, you know what, I need somebody that will hold my hand, because all the time I hear people, I'm too afraid. I don't want to lose money. I don't want to do this or whatever, right? There is a one-on-one consultation. It's like, this is our, what do they call it? The most popular. The one-on-one is the most popular one-on-one session, but you need to book it between 9 and 12, 9 and 2 p.m. Central Time. I'm in Texas, so Texas time 9 and 2, because we're going to have to set up your investment account during the trading window, set up automation, all of that within the trading window. So we get everything sorted for you. And once you have that, then you can see your money start doubling, either in 5 years, depending on the asset class that you choose, or either in 8 years, 5 years, 3 years, whatever, right? You would find it right here. We find that right here. And if you want to buy real estate, that is the cost for you. Real estate is one of the asset class, and we'll talk about it in one of these days. Each of them has got one of the days when we are going to be talking about it. So, but these, start with this at the minimum. Start with that. It's very, very affordable right now. As a matter of fact, it's at a discount. We're still in a sale season. The prices changes. Normal price is at $199. Right now, it's at a discount. So take advantage of it now and you'll find the link in my bio. You find the link in my bio. The one-on-one consultation too is at a discount. Everything is still at a discount right now. Take advantage of it within because the prices might change anytime soon. Okay, the prices might change, so take advantage of it now that it's still available for you. All right. So awesome. It's been so good to have each and every one of you right here today. Okay, amazing to have each and every one of you right here. I hope you found it. You found value. Aqua. Okay, Aqua, you have a question. Okay, let me see. Let me bring you up. Hi, Aqua.
I'll give it Tuesday.
Hello. Hello. Okay. I don't think she's here. Anyways, all right. I hope you all found value today. Okay, thank you all that have tapped out the live. We got to 16,000, almost 17,000 taps today. I hope each and every one of us found value, and I hope we'll also be doing the challenge, right? And make sure you also comment once you are done with the challenge, comment reset or whatever. And we'll take it, and then we'll see you tomorrow for the next challenge. Aqua, are you still there? Can you hear me?
No, I was looking to India.
Hello? Ejire, welcome in. Congratulations on joining the $1 million league.
This is so good.
Okay. I don't think she's here. All right. All right. Thank you all that tapped out the live, for those that got their daily at me, and of course, for everyone that clicked and joined the $1 million league today, clicking on that follow button. This is for you. Well done, well done, well done. And for everyone that made their purchases, either you did the smart investing course, or you got the one-on-one consultation, or you got the mentorship program. For everyone that did that today, congratulations to you. So proud of you. And this is for every single one of you that is going to be. Hello, Aqua. Let me disconnect her. She doesn't. I don't think she's here. Yeah, and every single one person that is going to take the action today, and make sure that they follow the challenge, right? That for those that have started from day 1 to day 9, and those that is going to be executing today, congratulations to each and everyone. You guys are MVVIP. All right, guys. So we'll be wrapping up here. If you found value, put 1 in the comment section. I found value, 1 in the comment section. Thank you so much. Put 1, I found value today. And if you're just joining, I'm Dr. Lina. I'm Doctor of Business and Technology. I help professionals turn their income into real wealth. How? Real estate, stock market, and of course, businesses, right? And of course, the financial discipline, financial literacy, financial planning, right? And of course, everything. The goal is financial freedom, right? Financial freedom, that's the goal. Money is just a tool. Financial freedom is a goal. Yeah, Aqua, no worries. You don't have to be sorry. You're at work, right? You're making the money so that you can actually turn it to investment. So no worries about it. You send me a DM if you now you have everything that you need. You know where to find the one-on-one consultation, and also the you can just book a one-on-one consultation. You can get the cost there, right there. Or if it's real estate, everything is right there for you. You'll find the link in my bio. Yeah, you don't have to be sorry. You're at work. It's okay. All right, guys. You know that I love you so much. Ensure that your money is working harder than you do. Love you, love you, love you. Opal, thank you so much that you tapped out all the life, and everyone that did do that. Really appreciate each and every one of us today. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys later. Oh, by the way, make sure you connect on all the platforms. If you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, you need to do that. I don't know what we're doing. Yeah, just connect. If you've already connected here, click the follow button here. I'm on YouTube. I'm Money Talk with Dr. Lina. It's still the same picture, just like that. You will not miss it. On IG, which I even have a larger, more following. On IG, you would also find me right there. It's Money Talk with Dr. Lina. On Snapchat, which we just started, you would also find me right there as well. So connect across board. As a matter of fact, most importantly, connect on, even if others, right? Others are number 2. If you have to choose between 1 and 2, where to connect on YouTube. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Why? That's because I have long form videos that doesn't exist in other platforms. It's only on YouTube, because that's the only platform that allows those form of long form educational videos right there. And I tell you, there's so many resources available for you right there that's going to help. Not even kidding, that's going to be free. Think about free resources. That's what's available for you right there. And I release that. I try to relieve it almost every Sunday as well. So yeah. All right. You know what? Love you guys so much. You guys have been so amazing. I love you, love you, love you. Have a good one. Stay blessed. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for day 10. Bye. And bye.